What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be going over if MLB The Show 24 is worth it. So I'm only going to be going over mostly Diamond Dynasty because that's what I mainly play. Obviously, some adjustments they made to this game is they added like the storylines, like the Derek Jeter one. So if you enjoy things other than that Diamond Dynasty, then you can definitely check out the storylines and stuff like that. So obviously, there's many different versions of the game. I bought the basic one, which is the $60 one. And I do play on old gen, so I have noticed there has been some slight lag when I'm hitting. Not sure if that's because of my console, if that's because of the game, but that's just something that I kind of noticed. So first of all, what they did change is they're making it a lot harder to get good cards. I remember last year they came out with 99s very early, and that kind of just defeated the purpose of the grind because you were easily able to get some good 99 cards. So now you open up the game and there are some 99 bosses available, but that's going to be a grind on the XP path to get them. So most of the cards are around 85 to 90 overall right now. So one positive change that they made, they were listening to the community, is instead of sets, they now have seasons. So there's going to be 3 seasons throughout this year, and they last about just under 3 months. So usually in the last MLB The Show 23, we had sets which would last for maybe a month and a half. So they basically doubled the time, and they made seasons, which you can now use a card for like that 3-month period. And they also made it so you could use 4 wild card spots. I know people were complaining that you can only have 1. You can now have 4. You just have to unlock them as you go on. One other thing that I did notice is I feel like my pack luck was a lot better because I already pulled a 90 overall Spencer Strider, Mickey Mantle, and Edwin Diaz, and just 3 straight common packs. So that is a good thing to see. They're not so super overpowering, but you're able to get, it's not impossible to get these good diamond cards. I have been hearing, however, there is a cap on the XP that you can earn per day. So I've heard anywhere from 25 to 40,000 XP, which it honestly defeats the purpose of grinding. But like I said before, they're making the game so it's harder to get these really good cards. So you kind of got to grind over time so that people don't grind this game 24 hours a day when the game first comes out, and then people already have a full 99 team before people even start the game. So I think they're trying to even out the playing field and just limit the amount of great cards that are in the game early on. Another thing I did notice is when I was doing some moments, I was getting like 3 stubs and like 100 XP from them. I don't know if that was just because of the specific moment, but I was like, only 3 stubs, that's not even worth my time. So maybe they are limiting the amount of resources that you can get. Some cool changes they made with the game is obviously they changed like the artwork of the background and stuff like that. Card art is different. The only problem is some of the stats are hard to see because the background is white and then the sliders are yellow. So at first glance, it kind of looks a little weird, but you get used to it over time. All right, so now we're going to get into some more gameplay things. First off, you only have 2 pick-off attempts. So then after you pick off the first time, and if you don't get the runner, then you only have 1 remaining. And if you use that again and don't get the runner, then I believe it's a free base. They also have a pitch clock violation. I have yet to get one of these, but I heard that it is in the game. Base running wise and hitting wise, it's pretty much similar to the old MLB The Shows. They didn't really make too many differences with that. Fielding is pretty much the same. There are times where if there's super close plays, there'll be a sequence of buttons that you have to click in order to make that accurate throw and to make that great play. All right. And one of the biggest differences so far is the pinpoint pitching. So if it was a changeup for a righty, you'd have to go left around the circle, whereas now for a lefty, you have to go right around the circle. So at first, that kind of just got in my head, and it was a lot harder to do at first, but you get used to it. So they did make some changes to pinpoint pitching. I believe the two seam is different and the knuckle curve is different. But the biggest change is a sinker, as it's a lot harder to draw because I believe sinkers were overpowered. So now they made it almost like an E, where you have to go over, down, then up, and then back down. So it's just a little harder to throw, so people don't spam as much and it's not as accurate. So that's the main differences from Diamond Dynasty in MLB The Show 24. I still believe it's a great game, and I will continue to be grinding this the whole year. I do feel like they're making the game to try to even the playing field a little bit more so that you win based off skill rather than getting overpowered cards this early on. But yeah, they have been listening to us, making it still including the seasons, but not the shorter sets. So I believe San Diego Studios is doing a great job listening to the community and improving this game from year to year. So like I said before, I will be continuing to grind this game the entire year. I'll be posting new videos every Tuesday and Saturday at 1 Pacific time. So please subscribe and stay along for the journey.